Game 1, ladies and gentlemen, as Team B determined takes on Team Harmony. We should see what we're going to get in this draft. The bans are going to be the most interesting thing to me, too, because it's going to kind of signal, I think, where both these teams are going to want to go in terms of what the priority is for these lanes. And I think getting the right bans out as they start with that Kindred. Interesting that was taken off the board. Not a champion that we see a lot of.
Yeah, not a champion, but this is a direct target ban at OveRate. He is a Kindred player as well, and just sort of taking a really hyper-scaly jungler out of the game. Again, jungle champions right now can run over the game if they get ahead. Kindred, Bel'Veth, Master Yi, Diana, stuff like that can sort of just turbo run over the game. So sort of trying to take those kind of cheese carry champs away and maybe get to something more standard as the Viego. So OveRate, no fun allowed.
No fun allowed. Well, and that's a ban that we expected to. OveRate, just such a high win rate on that champion. Super comfortable. So I think anything that you can do on the side of Harmony to kind of disrupt that flow that, TBD is going to have and kind of, make them set a different kind of game plan or upset their rhythm, I think is going to be super helpful. This is never going to hit the ban pool there. I think you brought up an interesting point, too. We talk about a lot of the jungle synergy, and now that the teleport has been basically nerfed into the ground, I think the original intention by Riot was to maybe make that bot lane a little bit more stable, but that's actually not what's happened. In fact, the opposite has happened, because now that junglers are able to have a little bit more effect on the map because they're so empowered, especially on this patch with the durability changes, bot lane has just felt way more volatile, so this need for, high damage, high mobility, high scaling, AD carries has just been so much more important.
You're totally right, and that's why stuff like Sivir and Zeri are really safe right now in this meta, because they're, they can just sit back farm. Zeri actually has one of the highest ranges of an AD carry with her Q. I believe it's like just under Caitlyn range at the max distance. As we do see the Shen actually first pick, very interesting that they're not actually opting for that Zeri, considering that Joosu, again, like I said, this is one of his best characters, and this is one of the best AD carries right now. So, sort of going to be interesting.
Oh, no, it's the Yuumi. No, I thought we were maybe not going to see it. Oh.
This does set up for Yuumi Zeri, which is, again, one of the safest scaling bot lanes in the game.
I know,
and we're actually not going to get it.
So it's going to be the Ezreal instead. Okay, so interesting that they're prioritizing the mobility, but with the Zeri up, not sure why they wouldn't pick it up. I guess maybe they want to maybe try and ban it out, but they had a chance to lock that in, fully commit to their bot lanes, but that's going to be full picked in this first rotation. So do they go mid or lock in jungle? Here's going to be the question is, Amumu is a flex pick, could go jungle, could go support. We have seen it both in the LCS. Interesting to see what they want to do with that. Shen going to give them quite a bit of safety with that Stand United, so you have some global play. So maybe one of only two champions, scratch that 3, they can actually play for that side lane. Twisted Fate gang playing Shen. All champions that can affect the side lanes are really going to get locked in. Pharaoh hovering the Kayn here. This would be another great answer, similar to what the Viego does, and they locked that in.
So the Amumu pick, I guess they didn't pick the Zeri because they were afraid of the Amumu support answer. Something that is being played a lot into actually Zeri. You could just flash ultra, lock her down. She's forced to take cleanse in that lane, or Yumi's forced to go Mikhail's later on. But it's really interesting. So I don't know if I totally agree with the Irelia blind, because it sets up Pharaoh to sort of just play something really safe, something like, I don't know, a Vex. Something, obviously, you could go Lissandra, but I don't know if you'd have enough damage if the game were to go late, especially with Jinx of Feathers and Zeri actually still up for the side of Harmony. Ezreal scales, but he doesn't scale nearly as hard as champions like that, so...
Yeah, the interesting thing to me is what's going to be the top lane pick. Is Lissandra going to hit the ban board, so this is going to take away some of that safety pick potential in the mid lane. Now we still have available things like the Gnar. We do still have maybe the Malphite to some degree. I think for the Azir pick getting covered there, that makes a lot of sense. It's going to give them late game insurance, but they need a little bit of front line, a little bit of safety, some engage, and that top lane. I think right now that's what they're missing is a go button. Whereas if you look on the side of Harmony right now, that's what they've got. They've got Stand United. They have the Amumu bandage tosses plus his ultimate. So interesting to see what they're going to respond with, because they need that go button. They need some hard click CCs. The Zeri going to be the cover there. So interesting that they're going to pair that with the Amumu. That's going to spell a little bit of difficulty here for the side of TBD.
The Zeri Amumu, again, it's all go button here. That's why I wouldn't actually be shocked to see if TBD actually locks in something like Seju. Right now, there is no real way to melt through a Sejuani in the later game. Zeri obviously will be able to do it, but most AD carries will. I'm gonna keep it real as they get to later on. But stuff like the Irelia, Amumu, and Shen not really able to do that, as Seraphine Zeri actually is going to be a locked in IE. So it is actually going to be a Amumu jungle.
Interesting.
Wow.
This is a champion that traditionally doesn't do very well into Kayn. Obviously has the easier ganking pattern because of the bandage tosses, but in the late game, Kayn kind of just shreds through him. Interesting to see what his last pick is going to be. They do need some gauge. And there's that Zac. Could that be Kayn top lane?
Kayn top is actually a pretty insane lane bully. If you take Corrupting Pot and you just run at Shen, you can constantly Q. No, it actually probably most likely will be Zac top. Interesting. I don't know if this is something they've been playing in scrims or practicing, with the team. I haven't seen Griffin play. I don't know if it's actually in his solo queue match history.
The one thing that's interesting to me about the Zac, and something that I think a lot of people forget, is just how much damage the Zac actually does in the top lane. It's a very, very obnoxious champion because he's tremendously difficult to lock down. He has a go button to get out, a go button to get in. He has his passive that keeps him safe from lane ganking. And in the late game, his damage doesn't fall off that hard. He actually does pretty well, especially into some of these bruiser damagery type comps. His CC chain is pretty obnoxious, especially when you're trying to just run in on top of him. So I think it's a little bit interesting that they don't have a point-and-click go button necessarily outside of getting a good Zac jump in or landing Yuumi ult or, Azir soldiers, with the sweep in. But all the same, they do have late game insurance with the damage. They do have some decent team fighting. I think really what it's going to come down to, and this is a saying as old as time, is it's going to come down to execution. Gotcha. As we are on to the rift for game one between Team Harmony and Team B Determined. Team B Determined on that red side, Harmony on the blue side. I believe it was TBD that had side selection for this map. Maybe the one out five-man point there, and that's something that you've been a huge proponent of for years, is getting that 5-man sack. Is the invade here? Hopefully gonna get spotted out. So they know he's there. It's just a 5-man push in here. I think this is just largely to get to vision. I don't think they necessarily want to try and fight for anything in terms of getting a kill.
From both teams are pretty sad. I'm gonna keep it real. Irelia will dash in and probably die, and Azir will spawn a soldier that you can probably just walk around. So no one really wants to fight early on, as both teams will sort of just walk back into their respective lanes. Of course, wards actually traded, as Joosu will be able to get a ward on Amumu's chicken, so they will be able to see where he is pathing and sort of how that. Of course, one sweeper is available for the Amumu, but he does not have it up. As Puppykat does do the thing I like all my champions that don't need to buy pots do. We'll just buy a control ward, put it there defensively, watch for invades. Please do this if you play Yuumi. Don't buy pots.
This is a cry from your colorcaster. Please don't buy pots. Just buy a control ward. I'm with you. I think the most important thing when you talk about in the early game is the vision control. Is that old saying that the most valuable thing you give up is not gold or kills, it's information. And especially jungling, obviously certain junglers have set paths, so you largely know where Amumu is going to want to start. Although he doesn't opt to go the blue start, so he's just going to go ahead and try and do that full bot side clear. But you do have an idea of what the rotations are going to be as you go through this game. So I'm interested, Zodiac, what you think in terms of early game pressures, trading the bot lane. Be a little bit trades of health. They're trying to fight for that early level 2, but where the onus is going to be on both these teams, whether or not it's going to be Kayn or Amumu that can get that early game pressure going for these games.
I actually think the top. I thought. Yes, Loona actually taking it to Griffin there. Again, Shen should win out on these early trades right now. Zac really needs, some, more resistances. And obviously the Q from Shen, really valuable in this matchup. Will chunk out Shen a lot. And so that's what leads me into my point, where I'll be interested to see if OveRate is able to actually affect Slime's AllAero, creeping onto Pharaoh Yami.
It's a difficult trade. Conqueror for Pharaoh means he's going to be able to trade pretty efficiently. He also has the Sand Soldiers to get out, so will not be too much worse for where we'll constantly be able to outrange that Irelia so long as he plays the range right. But you know, I'm with you. I think you know the kind of the way that the individual champions are going to have to play these lanes are largely going to dictate the pace. Is OveRate going to be the first to get the scuttle here, looking for a possible gank? Is going to wrap around. Now, AllAero is very much forward on this one. No ignite for AllAero, so he could be caught right here. Pharaoh jumping in, going to get exhausted. First blood for OveRate.
Really creative pathing there from OveRate. If you saw, Shen warded his red buff and was in his Tribe Rush, and Amumu was topside, so AllAero thought he was safe. But again, this is the power of Kayn, being able to slide through that river wall that's close to his turret, and that keeps him completely out of vision. AllAero had no idea where he was coming from.
It's not done either. It's spooky in the bot lane as LJ gonna get exhausted up, trying to make it over to the bot lane turret, but not gonna be able to make it though. Joosu gonna pick that one up. Oh, the gold's gonna feel really good in that Ezreal pocket, and OveRate making his presence felt really early in this game.
Yeah. This is one of the things that we were talking about with the Kayn, where, you know, he has such creative ways he can affect the game and path around, like, you know, going through walls, being able to reach long distance. Griffin did jump in, and Amumu is behind him.
The overextended does have the flash, won't have the ability to slingshot out of there though, so he's gonna have to find his way out of those creatively. There's gonna be the bandage tossed on top of that one. No passive's gonna get popped, no one in the area. So this just should be Griffin going down to get punished for the overextension, and that's gonna be Snoop picking up the first blood there for his team.
Yeah, nice wave management there by Loona, able to get actually his AllAeros. It's actually going to trade onto Yami here.
Doesn't win this trade though. Darksteel available for for Pharaoh. So yes, AllAero getting a little bit of chunk there, but doesn't want to stay too long in that lane. Pharaoh could just kind of all in him there. Oh, OveRate's back here again. AllAero, he doesn't have flash here. Gonna try and land a stun. Gonna be flash from OveRate. Land a W, manages to survive though. OveRate taking a turret shot for his trouble. AllAero jumps back in. Why would you go? No! He gives the kill back to OveRate. Oh no! He was feeling himself there. They had to have been a mispress on the Q, sliding right back into the Dane.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if AllAero had a total greed moment. The fourth greatest sin. Greed. Do not. He was out. He was out. He had a really nice W. Really clutched.
This is disgusting. Look at this. OveRate not done. He knows that X is going to have to blow the flash. OveRate going to blow another one. That bot lane is now completely summonless. Zodiac, this is oppressive. This is just disgusting already from this Kayn. It's been basically in every lane except top lane twice now, and it's just not letting off the gas.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I'm not sure like what the comms are. Obviously, we can't listen in on comms on either team, but you gotta be wondering, like, is Harmony communicating where the Kayn can be? Like, that's one of the most important things when playing against a Kayn in the early game, is communicating where he is going to be on the map. He has such creative pathing. You don't need to know exactly where he is. You just need to know what side relatively he is, so that way your lanes are aware. And it's just the lack of awareness from LJ and X's, where like you're pushed up really far, and like you have this massive stacked wave you're pushing. Of course, Kayn's going to try and come down there.
Yeah. Right now, Kayn making the most of that pressure. Barely 7 minutes into the game, not even a full 7 minutes into the game. Already has that Iron Spike whip, is going to be really impactful for the rest of the map now, and that's one of the champions we talked about having a tremendous effect in this game, getting the early gold, and so I expect to see him try and throw his weight around a little bit more. Now, DaCane is down here in this bottom and wants to try and fight something, but Joosu and Puppykat not pushing up. I think they're cognizant that the Amumu wants to try and make a counterplay right here. His OveRate is only just not going to tick over to 6, so he may be able to find something. If they can get some pressure in his bot lane, maybe look for a dragon. Amumu snuck his way into the brush. He's coming down though. Joosu and Puppykat, they don't want to step too far forward. They still have access to their summoners. They're winning this trade right now. He jumps back in. It's going to be the ultimate from the Amumu, and now they're just trying to get out. Another bandage toss. Puppykat, can she get away? Gonna blow the heal, trying to get away, but no, gonna lock that one up. 2 kills in the bot lane, and Team Harmony, they respond. Yeah,
very nice answer there from Team Harmony. The patience from DaCane to sneak in there. What's funny was when Ezreal E'd, he actually jumped over the bandage toss, the first bandage toss, but of course, you cannot miss the curse of the sad mommy if it's in range. It's so press up a button.
If it's right in your face, it's basically just a guarantee, and just like you highlighted, though. Perfect timing there, too. But this does mean, though, that because it's basically what we like to call an empowered recall. No, it's just a quick trip back to the fountain. OveRate's going to be able to steal away the red buff here. This should translate to a dragon. Pressure, again, in that bot lane. Even though they die, they're going to shove it out the way. Puppykat is here. They can start this dragon anytime they like. Now, AllAero will have access to his flash, so that's not necessarily something that they can play around right now. That being said, though, if AllAero does overcommit in that mid lane, they can lock him down.
Yeah, totally, for sure. And an AllAero, has to, sort of still be thinking about, I really did that solo if you played with it. But obviously, right now as we get the first drag set up, if you are, actually Griffin.
The ulti out from Griffin is him pants away there. He's going to get a little bit of health back, but not a lot. He's going to be forced to back off this wave unless Loona tries to go down. There would be a low health Shen teleport though, so it might not be worth the trouble right now. So again, no access. No use of that. Can he get this one though? He's going to try and jump back in. Loona, minion difference! Griffin with a flash manages to get it. Oh, sorry, Loona with a flash, and it goes down. Griffin's going to be the solo kill pickup there, and that could be the opening there for OveRate to either take Herald or try and go take this dragon, come back and bomb bot lane.
Yeah, if I was OveRate, I'd run straight to this Herald. This Shen is down horrendous in this lane. Nearly 30 CS down, just got solo killed. And, again, obviously Shen won the early game, but again, once Zach starts getting leveled into that W, that ult, which...
that's the wrong way to go. That's going to draw out the ultimate from this Shen. We'll jump back in. Flash out from Pharaoh. Not going to get locked up. Loona going to eat some turret shots for his trouble. So that's the ultimate use to save AllAero's life. But that's two big ultimates down for the side of Harmony, and they're not going to have those for Dragon.
Yeah, and as before that top lane play happened, I was actually going to talk about sort of how both teams want to play this Dragon fight. Again, obviously Team Harmony didn't really have the Zeri ult, and more trading happening in this lane.
Joosu and Puppykat making that damage stick, even early levels on that Ezreal ult. He's still hurt, but of course, squishy members in that bot lane, so it's always going to do a decent chunk of damage. Right now, I think the thing that's surprising for me right now is the patience right now that TBD is showing and not trying to go for this drag too early. And now that they know that they've got resets off the mid lane around the jungle, they could look to just start this as the bot lane is shoving out. This should just be the early objective going over. It's odd that Harmony know that this is happening and they're not going to trade for the Herald.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm not really sure. I didn't really follow the Kayn's pathing the entire game, but obviously you do want to try and path away from it. The Kayn's actually going to try and
there's no way Harmony can contest for this. They're way too late to the play. He's going to land a bandage toss. First the sad moment, not going to come out yet. He steals it! Oh, he gets the dragon! He dies for it, but they're going to be able to get it again. And Harmony may be able to clean this up. Joosu going to jump back over AllAero, not going to be able to jump. It's a double kill for Snoop. Yes, and he ends up living 1-2 dying there for the side of TBD. They dropped the ball on that one. Snoop came up huge for Harmony on that play.
Snoop double G. What a play there for that dragon. Now, obviously, Exeis had a huge ult that fight. That is one of the things that we haven't mentioned yet, is actually the engage with Seraphine combo with the bandage toss. Amumu can travel such a far distance that the Encore as follow-up is massive and can completely wipe team fights because of how many people it can affect. But great play there from the Kayn, being able to get that dragon. He has 4 of their 5 kills right now. He is very happy right now.
We thought the Kayn was going to be enjoying the early game, but actually it's going to be the Amumu. And initially in that fight, I thought he had given his life to get that one, but I mean, insult to injury, TBD weren't able even to get him and make him pay for it. So they get that, get more than the dragon, get out scot-free. The gold now swinging back to par. I mean, you have to feel super happy with that play if you're TBD or not TBD, sorry, if you're Team Harmony, TBD not feeling super happy about that play. And, yes, they will be able to kind of, go back to the lane and start farming again, but losing out on that early play like that when you had the gold advantage and you were the first to the play kind of feels bad, especially knowing that you're going to get contested on the Herald. There are 3 here, though. TBD, do they want to commit for this?
If you're TBD, you just try and get this as much as you can. Obviously, the Seraphine is roaming up. This has to be communicated. If you are, the Seraphine is going to walk away. So it looks like they will just be giving it up.
You have no Zeri, though, so there's no way you can make this play. Not without her there. You're missing the damage. The Ezreal's not there either, but without the Zeri, you don't have enough to win a team fight. She will just instead get those plates, so that's not going to feel too bad.
Too bad. Again, you just want the Zeri to get as much gold as she can. Again, she is the late game insurance for Team Harmony, and with the Zap there, you know, who he has been, for most in part, as soon as he's been getting these levels, have been bullying the Shen in trade. AllAero is getting some life, and we'll actually get the Herald there. So only got couple to 3 plates there in the mid lane again. We'll be happy for Pharaoh Yami. Again, he is down a significant amount of farm in this lane, but that's totally okay. That's something that does normally happen when you play against Irelia. She does have the press Q farm button, as she will actually land the stun.
He's gonna get proxy, gonna throw him ult underneath the turrets, gonna get Sand Soldiered in. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's continuing, he turret shots Pharaoh. Yeah, just a clean outplay right there. A little too aggressive by AllAero. Yes, he did have the damage, but just gets outplayed by the Shurima shuffle and ends up paying for his life.
Yeah, really nice play there by Yami. Again, just pulls her back. As long as you are not super overextended in this lane against Zeri, you will be fine the majority of the time. As soon as he jumps in you just shove her back into your turret. If she has to walk around it, because without flash, there's no way she can get over it. So you can just sort of slide away as soon as she like reapproaches you. So really nice stuff there. It's
going to be the ultimate coming out from Griffin. He's going to be forced to flash, trying to trade a little bit. Does have his passive available. No one winning the wings. Spirit's Refuge coming out. Loona, can he get one more auto? Griffin trying to trade it. That's going to be the passive coming out now. The turret shot going to target one of the blobs, but Loona going to be forced to back off again. No help waiting. And again, it's always difficult trading on top of Zach because it's a little bit more deceptive, especially when he has the passive available. There's something I think, too, that we haven't discussed. Part of what Griffin's job is going to be in this game is just keeping eyes on JJ. Just making sure that the Shen can't stand united without warning. And being able to stop him, especially with the Let's Bounce, you know, knocking him out of that ulti and preventing, you know, the Shen from joining a critical team fight. And that's part of what is going to be his job throughout the entirety of this game, is just checking for vision and making sure that the Shen doesn't get any free plays.
No, yeah, certainly. Although, if you are Loona, you are pretty happy with that trade. You know, obviously you are 2 levels down and you are able to pop Zach passive. But again, wasn't able to finish it off because he doesn't necessarily have the damage in that time to kill the Zach in blobs before he would spawn. And Yami may be in trouble here.
Flash out, doesn't have access to the Shurima shuffle. They're going to drop him down. Teleport committed right now. Could be another teleport coming out. Yuumi ulting on top of it. What else can they get? Trying to commit to something. Arrow Ace not dropping yet. Going to drop back down. Joosu is here. Arrow going to be the first one to fall now on the side of Team Harmony. Zeri's joined the fight. What else can they get? SnoopDogg ticking. JS. He wants to trade it. Joosu trying to get away from this Zeri as much as they can. Griff's going to jump back out. Flash out. They're going to trade him as well. No passive available. And now LJ, he's going to try and run him down. OveRate trying to buy some space. Oh, and the fight that they tried to trade back, it's going to be a 1-for-2 in the end for Team Harmony. They should be able to shove this mid wave out. They have their jungler healthier right now, so they should be able to go to this dragon if they want to. Of course, he's not in the area. Laser going to come out from Zeri. Tough team fight close. But the Harmony come away with a better win.
Yeah, and I don't believe that the actual Encore was actually used there by Exeis. Obviously, didn't really have a great angle. Probably wouldn't have been able to kill anyone as.
They're not going to let this go. They want to try and get these kills if they can. They know they've got Exeis and LJ somewhat cornered. They're just going to walk their way out of this one, just clearing the vision. They secure the Scuttle Crab, so they have some form of vision in that river. Maybe the resets coming out from the side of TBD. And the close game thus far is less than 1,000 gold lead here. Oh, yeah, and this is just what you get off of tempo. You were quicker on the resets at the beginning, so this should just be the commit here for the side of Harmony. This is going to be close, though. Zach wants to jump in on this one. There's only 2 here. Stretching strike. Quite yet. Going to be the teleport out from the Shen. Doesn't have to stand united, so we'll commit that. Yeah, TBD just going to call it off, saying, yeah, we need to get out of here. No reason to try and fight for that. We're going to look for something after, though. OveRate going to jump in, try in. It's going to be the Irelia. Arrow's the first to fall. But LJ on the back. They have to stop this area. They have to find a way to get on top of that. Loona going to be the next one to go. It's going to be the Shen down. This should just be the go-ahead. Next is going to be forced to flash out. TPT, they lose the dragon, but they find a couple of kills.
Yeah, and what's important to note there is while they were doing that dragon, the reason OveRate was later to that than normally was because he had transformation. He had the Ross transformation, so he needed to go back to do that. And if you're TBD, you're okay with giving that. Kayn has now been unleashed right now. And again, the reason Kayn is so powerful is because not only of all the healing, but the knockoff on the W.
Oh, he's gonna get dive underneath that mid lane turret. He's gonna say bye-bye, Mr. Bandage Man. You may be a sad mummy, but your tears won't stop us. And they're not done. They want to continue to try and shove this out. They know that big ultimate is down with the lack of Amumu. Arrow just trying to pressure here. No, but it's just like you called, though. OveRate now starting to become really unlocked in this game. Just continue to pump out the impressive damage. Going to continue to be a dominating factor in this team fight. And as long as he has the Yuumi on top of him, it feels really difficult to try and knock this Kayn down. If you are the side of Team Harmony, you know, you're really waiting for Zeri to start pumping that damage, but it takes a while to knock him down. And meanwhile, your front line is just getting completely shredded.
Oh, totally. And that's sort of the big thing with Ross right here is because, you know, realistically, look at Team Harmony's comp, it is relatively low damage. I mean, Zeri has a lot of late game damage. Irelia can have big team fights as well as the Amumu.
OveRate's not done. He's coming for you, and the Kayn's going to be continuing to land on the damage. The Zoomies speeding him up. And not going to be able to get away. It's going to be the sacrificial lamb. You push too far in the top lane. It's going to come down, but he's going to be the first to drop. Now, Snoop may have got himself in a little bit of trouble. That moment comes out. It's going to be a double kill. And OveRate continue to heal up. AllAero, he may think she'd be able to take this, but it's going to be the Yuumi ult coming down. Kayn going to go invulnerable. Ultimate comes out, but it's just too much. It's a triple kill. Why would you run in? And he does it anyways. Commits it. Now there's going to be the top lane turret going down. 3 kills into the pocket of the Kayn. OveRate is insane.
Team Harmony is employing the walk-in 1-by-1 strategy. They all walk in 1 by 1. You do not have the damage to kill Kayn with Yuumi on him. He ulted with like 100 health and came out with 800. I don't know why they thought they could walk up.
This is why you banned a kitty cat.
I genuinely am very confused about why, especially Arrow at the end. The Amumu queuing in was to save Loona. That's fine. But Arrow walking up, like, just boggles my mind.
There was about a 5-second interval there as he's walking up where he could have called that play off. He could be like, well, there's 2 people dead here. I think I'll walk away from this one. But that part of his brain that, you know, you're supposed to use to call off bad decision, yeah, that wasn't working. He's like, I got this. He can see the highlight moment. He's like, I'm gonna run him down. I'm gonna kill this Kayn and Zach, and then I'm gonna kill that stupid cat too. But ends up only running to his death, and now that's going to give significant pressure over. And OveRate has a completed death stance on top of the Herald, which he's going to use to get more money. He's 6-1-4. He can go anywhere and everywhere he wants. And now Team Harmony have to find a way to try and keep this blasted Kayn off of their carries, because if he wraps around, no vision, gets on the back line, that's just it. That's just it. Team Harmony have no answer to the Kayn just blowing up Zeri. And then you're missing all of your damage. You have really the only damage source is going to be that Irelia, and she's not going to be able to survive all of the CC that's going to be throwing at her from the Zac, from, you know, the Ezreal, landing some of the slows, landing the landing the Yuumi ult. It's just, it becomes unwinnable. So they have to try and find a way to stall, give Zeri time to come online, and really just play cautiously for the next couple of minutes. May have to give up a couple objectives to do so.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's, again, that's what I was talking about in draft with Kayn. This becomes this race box, right? Where, you know, if he's able to find the Zeri and Seraphine, awesome. But the real danger is Arrow and DaCane. I call him Snoop Dogg.
That's an ultimate committed by there from Exeis. Not going to land anything. And Pharaoh's just going to say, yeah, cool story, bro. Hey, watch this. I'm just going to disappear over the wall.
All right, Pharaoh revealed his trap card, and it was that he could leave.
Exit stage right. Play anytime you want. OveRate, no. Don't do it to him. It's going to be the flash. Try and get this one. What's going to get? Zeri going to be here. You will need to lock down at least once. They should be Snoop. I think multiple teleports committed. OveRate, though, is going to have to use the ultimate early. Have they bitten off a little bit more than could chew? The team fight's going. The Serena shuffle hits absolutely no. What 5-man ulti from the Amumu? It's 1. It's 2. It's going to be another one. Possibly 3. LJ putting in the damage. OveRate trying to make something happen. Joosu has the Yuumi. He's going to be able to heal just a little bit. What else can they get? 2 for 2 thus far. They have to find a way out of this one. LJ going to try and run Joosu down. One more auto would do it. OveRate is there, going to get taunted up. He's going to get another. He's healing. The healing is too much. Loona going to try and get over. Going to get slowed over. Can he get another one? He needs to try and get the ace, but no, they're just going to back off. And when it looked like they had TBD on the ropes, that Yuumi healing kept OveRate so healthy, kept him in the game, and this will be the dragon going their way.
This is the problem with the comp that Team Harmony drafted. Amumu hit a 5-man ulti in a choke. that Irelia's Vanguard edge and hit the entire backline, and it didn't matter because you cannot kill this Kayn. He is way too strong. He has way too many items for 22 minutes. I know, because it's only 2. Because Yuumi counts as 3 items by herself on someone.
Oh yeah, it's just disgusting. And I mean, exactly what you talked about. The Kayn is this raid boss in these fights. It just is so difficult to knock him down. Even when you think you've got him on the ropes and you think, man, I can finally knock this champion down, he just survives. He just finds a way to stay alive in these team fights, finds a way to get on top of your carries, and it's just this persistent threat. Walks out of that one, 8-1-6, again, just didn't drop there, and it's only going to get worse. Keep in mind, this Kayn only has 2 completed items. He's got 4 more slots, 5. Well, really, it's 4 if you sell the boots, but realistically, he's got 3, sell that control ward. They're going to come down there in the top lane, and Zodiac, this is starting to feel a little bit out of control here for the side of Team Harmony in this first game.
Oh, for sure. They're just going to start a Baron. I mean, what's going to happen? The Kayn's going to hit a 5-man ulti, but they can't kill the Kayn because all of their damage isn't being pumped on it, or they're just going to turn. Yeah, they're just going to turn straight on top of AllAero. It's going to be the Yuumi ulti coming down, and the Amumu is just too late. There's not enough bodies to put out all these fires that Kayn is setting, and now they're just going to recommit down on top of the other one. Loona and them thought they were safe, but you're not going anywhere. OveRate now, he just decides to peel off, but Joosu 1 health living by the skin of his teeth, but that is a quick team fight. 3 go down for the side of Team Harmony, and that's going to be the sweet, sweet Baron for the side of TBD. Yeah, 23 minutes too. And you, look, there's a multitude of problems with Team Harmony top, but one of them is the fact that they have no way to play. There is no way for them to deal with the sieges, especially from Azir and Ezreal, 2 of the better siege characters, just because of the sheer range they can play at and the fact that they can constantly cook you down. So if I was TBD, I would go 4-1, just stick the Zac, wherever silent you want to have, just run 4 minutes, just start running down these turrets, because what are they going to do? The Kayn, got 20 more CDR / ability haste, so now he'd be able to throw out these abilities so much more. And this is the problem, because Zeri is only at 2.5, working towards that LDR. Irelia is not even at 2. Shen's at 1.5. Amumu's at 2, but he really doesn't matter. He's there to ult the people and try and microwave someone if he can. And Seraphine does have the chem tank, but her ults have been lackluster, to say the very least. No real game-changing ults.
And right now, for the side of TBD, I mean, they can continue to shove these leads, and they do have the range advantage. Obviously, Azir, tremendously difficult to try and lock down, and gives you some level of siege, especially when you stick, those Azir soldiers underneath the enemy tower and dare them to get close to you. Joosu's going to continue to poke. So really, all of Team Harmony's hopes right now lie on this Zeri managing to get on the back line, collect some of these kills and win a long team fight, but it just becomes so difficult for them to knock down the front line of TBD when you have Zac getting constantly healed up by Yuumi, when you have the Kayn also getting healed up. This is a questionable spot to ban Exeis. Gonna see that ward go down. No objectives right now for the next couple of minutes. Dragon not for another 1.5 minutes. Just gonna continue to siege on this bot lane. They have Zac in the mid lane, so they will have a multi-prong attack right now. So, Zoda, the question is, when do you go if you're Team Harmony right now? Because you do not want to continue to concede all of these structures, or you're going to have nowhere to back up to, here in the next couple of minutes.
You have to find a time when their wave is low. If they have this massive stacked wave, Zeri will not be able to hit anyone. Because that's the big thing right now. Zeri's having a hard time actually being able to hit the squishier members because Zac, this giant behemoth, is in her face. Kayn, the raid boss, is in her face. Azir is, flying around the fights with the shuffles, and Ezreal is just sitting, a football field away, helping you with Q, so you have to wait for the minions, so you have to wait to see, but TBD's not going to wait.
This is going to be the team fight. Shen ulti not coming out right now. It's access to the backline, though. There's going to be 1 dropping. That's going to be the shutdown given to AllAero. What else can they get? Yami's going to be the next one to fall. A bit of an aggressive fight taken in the Team Harmony base, but they're not dropping yet. Griffin's still trying to fight, but the healing is just so ridiculous. The Zac's not going to drop yet either, because guess what? The Kayn's got the Yuumi. He's got the damage. It's going to be a flash shot from Loona. They're going to be able to back off and get this inhibitor at the very minimum, though, as Griffin's still buying time. Ball inhibitor going to fall. It's going to be a taunt up. Griffin going to go fall down to this one. Not going to have access to passive smite. Just trying to do anything to stop this Kayn, but they just can't do it. He's going to jump back in. Another W going to go wide, though. OveRate now going to back out of there. He's going to continue to heal. All of the damage, all of the burn couldn't knock that Shadow down. And even though they give up a couple of kills, they end up getting the inhibitor, and the base is cracked for Team Harmony. Sorry.
The base, oh, you're totally fine. Take a breather, my man. But that was actually a really good fight there from Team Harmony. It's actually a TP's gonna come out. They're trying to find him. I don't know.
This is a little of a desperate bid, it seems like, to try and contest a dragon if they don't need to. It is 10 seconds of Griffin, has access to the teleport. In order for them to get this, they need to outright win the team fight. Yes, they have access to the river right now, but that doesn't mean anything with Joosu's constantly poking them down. They're going to have access to this dragon. Can they burn this down fast enough? Teleport behind them. This dragon should burn down in time. What else can they get? It's going to be the ultimate on the backline. But this is a split fight. They haven't committed to one play or the other. Shurima's Shuffle going to buy a little bit of time. And SnoopDogg not able to get anything. He committed to try and knock that down, and they lose the dragon in the end anyway. Now they have nowhere to go. OveRate blocking the path off. Yes, they're going to lose Griffin, but they're going to get so much more. Joosu poking in the back. LJ is going to fall. And TBD, they're running away from it. It's a double kill from this Shen. But that is a consolation prize if ever I've seen one, because the next one's going to be falling. AllAero manages to slay Joosu. What else can he get? Trying to recover, trying to get something. No, he's going to fall. It's going to be 3 different side of TBD, but it's traded back for 4 and a dragon. OveRate, he's going to make sure he gets this one. You want to try and contest TBD and the dragon, and you're going to get what you earn. OveRate's going to make sure he pays Loona for this one. He's trying to buy. He's only buying a little bit of time, though. Ultimately going to be committed there. Loona, he got so much damage, but he will fall. It is a sure thing. He's just trying to waste time as much as he can. Drive the blade. OveRate doesn't have mana, but he shouldn't need it. One more auto will do it. Blade, auto, Loona living for so long, it was so annoying for OveRate to try and knock him down, but he gets it done in the end.
They cast a curse of it, just one more auto, and then like 3 abilities come out. But no, that was a completely split fight. You had DaCane and Arrow on the back line while everyone else is scrambling, trying to deal with this Kayn. And he's just way too strong at this point. He's 11-1-11, 5 ones across the board. He just finished his Black Fever. Honestly, I would not expect him just to go for Spirit Visage at this point, but he will actually try to work towards the Guardian Angel. Also very smart, because if you can't kill him once, imagine trying to kill him twice.
Yeah. And that's just so difficult now. The already difficult task becomes even more impossible for the side of Team Harmony as OveRate. Again, just showing the power of that game with the Yuumi attached, living for so long, continuing to heal throughout all of the damage. And again, you talked about, that fight was split. It just, great ultimate on the backline from Snoop, but there was no follow-up, no damage from the Irelia. Wasn't able to get into the fight. And with OveRate flattening in that backline, just wrapping around the dragon, just felt really difficult, especially with Griffin there to help him. And it just felt like an overforce for Team Harmony, something more than they needed. As it's going to be an ultimate committed to try and knock him down, but you would have thought that he hadn't even been hit by anything. Just walks out after getting that Summoner's Spell.
Yeah, not only was the Encore blown, but Stand United was also blown. That's like 2 of the big team fight abilities for Team Harmony. And again, they have super crashing the bottom lane. This Pharaoh is gone.
Yeah, this should just be the go button for them. It really seems difficult. Team Harmony trying to get in there. They're going to throw everything they have in this one, though, because they don't want to give this one up. OveRate going to try and land the Yuumi ulti. It's not going to lock anyone down right now. Here's Soldier starting to do the damage. It's going to be the Shurima's Shuffle. Snoop not able to get anyone on top of that. Now with some of their CC gone, AllAero, he has to try and make something happen. Got to find it, but he's not going to be able to. Double kill for Pharaoh. And now it's the follow-up. It's the cleanup. It's the crew. Just going to continue to run him down. LJ trying to run for his life. Trying to use that Zeri to get away, but he's going to find only another death and a ticket back to the gray screen. And this will just be the end for Team B determined. Joosu's already on the turret. He's got a minion wave. Oh! Good guy inhibitor spawns, but guess what? The other one's down too, so that means nothing's going to happen. TBD going to take this first game. They did it so cleanly, did it so thoroughly. Joosu got to be the player of that game. And TBD is going to take the first game.